Yeah, huge triumph for El Tri here in Guadalajara against South Korea, securing the top spot in the group and advancing to the round of 32 in the World Cup. Mexico will play in the round of 32 of the World Cup. They dream of reaching the fifth match in a tight, dull, and close game. Gallardo, with what? Dreams, because Roma took advantage of the opponent's mistake, put it away, and Mexico will be the leader of Group A in their World Cup, in their own World Cup. Mexico makes history and dreams of a fifth match, Adrian Gallardo.
Yes, a very important win for Mexico. Just barely. Really, just barely. Likewise, in an extremely even match, in a first half where practically nothing happened, a second half where Mexico struck right away with a play that came down the left side, a cross, where the goalkeeper made a mistake after a header from Raul Jimenez. He grabbed it, it slipped away from him, and Romo took advantage of it well. Naturally, there in the middle of the penalty area, almost at the penalty spot, he finished into an open net to make it 1-0. From that point on, the tone and flow of the match stayed the same, with South Korea having the ball, but not being effective in the final third, unable to find space. While Mexico was well positioned in defense, recovering and trying to counterattack, Mexico had two very clear chances to finish it off. One that Raul Jimenez had, which was brilliantly saved by the goalkeeper, and then a shot from Vargas, which the goalkeeper also saved very well. Kim, the most incredible one for South Korea is that one. It happened near the end with Chok as the main player after a cross from the left side and an incredible save by Rankel. Then, on the rebound, Fion, the man from Besiktas, couldn't do it either, as he practically shot from the ground as well. The goalkeeper made a terrific save, and then obviously almost pushed it into his own net. Exxon Alvarez, but well, really a goalkeeper, a Rankel goalkeeper, who in the few times he had to intervene, did it very well. South Korea keeps pushing. Though I expected more from them in the second half, after that goal, which ended up giving Mexico the victory, Mexico has defended well and hit on the counter. Once again, it ended up being 1-0. As we said, this result secures them first place because, of course, in the case of a defeat against the Czech Republic in the last match and a victory for South Korea, in this case against South Africa, the first tiebreaker is the head-to-head matches, and obviously there Mexico has the advantage over South Korea with today's win. As Valen said, the 30th, 30 in this case, against the third place from Group C, E, F, H, or I. We'll see later, of course, how they're organized. But like I said, June 30th at the Azteca. If my calculations are correct, that's what it would be. Wednesday. Looks like Wednesday. Exactly. Thanks, Valen. 10 o'clock at night at the Azteca Stadium.
Well, about Mexico, I have to say they're still lacking in football because almost the same thing happened to them as in the match against South Africa. They were effective, but with limitations. It's clear they were missing one or two explosive players. I think Gilberto Mora didn't come in because he's just a 17-year-old kid. And Javier Aguirre understood and read this match perfectly, you could say, especially in the second half. By not putting in a young player who is just starting out with the Mexican national team, but instead betting on experience, Pineda's, Vargas's, Jimenez's, also in the last minutes. And in the end, it didn't turn out badly for him. Also, taking into account the tactical changes he has made. Compared to the debut against South Africa, I'm talking about the starting 11, to start off with that great 1-0 win against South Korea. But they still lack in football, and this won't be enough for anyone Mexico. Especially in the round of 32, we'll have to see which opponent Javier Aguirre's team will face. And a South Korea that is also very poor at a very low level. The Asian team, which faces South Africa in the final match of this group stage, I think will have to win by a large margin. Above all, it's clear that they will advance. Secondly, I don't think it will be a football catastrophe, as my colleagues surely believe as well. And many of those who are listening to us, it's clear that South Korea, I don't know if they'll be able to repeat what they did in the 2022 World Cup, losing in the round of 16. Honestly, I see Mexico advancing past the round of 32, so why not also into the round of 16? And to match their best performance, which was those quarterfinals in that World Cup. But it's clear that Javier Aguirre's team is still very inexperienced, and at times they focused more on defending, playing on the counterattack, skipping lines. They're missing playmakers. They're missing players who are vertical, who are more dynamic, who can get in deep, and they're lacking more offensive commitment. At times, they're especially lacking participation from the fullbacks, in this case, Jorge Sanchez and Jesus Gallardo. In the second half, the left back looked a bit more involved and got a bit farther forward. But it's clear that this is Mexico's style of play, being vertical, playing with depth, being dynamic, being explosive, being fast, especially against these teams that sometimes sit back and not being too risky, especially in defense. Teammates! Because today we've seen Rangel taking a lot of risks deep in his own half and clearing several balls with at least 2 Korean players on him. It worked out for him, but it could easily hurt you in knockout matches. And without a doubt, the people of Mexico won't forgive that. If they already booed the team when it was 2-0 against South Africa, there's no doubt they'll boo even more if there's a huge mistake like the one the South Korean goalkeeper made today, which allowed Luis Romo to score the final 1-0.